Hello, my friends. It has been so long since Heidi and I have brought you an episode of Soul Channel, and today it's going to be all about mystic messages. Soul Channel is a place for seekers to gather, to cultivate clarity, to raise consciousness, normalize spirituality, so we all can change the world. And my name is Teresa Warnstaff. I am an intuitive channel. And what that means is not only do I channel multiple sources of wisdom from the universe, but I'm also an intuitive. And they kind of go hand in glove, I think. And of course, you know my ride or die Heidi, who will be hosting our time together as I'm in channel and bringing some brilliant questions. Couple of housekeeping tips. This is for entertainment purposes only. Every action you take is your own, and as you know, it builds your world. And secondly, I want to share that I've spent the last few months creating some amazing containers and creating some new wisdoms that wanted to come in and play with me, as well as attending classes. So we will tell you at the end a little bit about the alchemy of an intentional life, which is a multi-year program. It's been running for multiple years. And we'll also talk about soul contracts, because that's one of the vehicles that I have learned in these last few months that is truly life-changing. Both of them are. So, are we ready to jump into channel and find out what the universe wants to share today?
Let's do it.
All right. It is with great delight that we come to you today. And we thank you for giving us time and space in your energy to receive the wisdom and information that we wish to share with you. But also know that this is more than simply a conversation. In collaboration with Gaia today, we will bring energies to the forefront that will allow you to elevate your consciousness if you choose. There are multiple streams that will be coming through this conversation. Energy codes that will assist the symbiotic relationship that you have with Gaia. You see, you and your planet are interconnected on more levels than you would believe, know. And we want to open you to this connection. For as you know, with all of the things unfolding around the planet, whether it be weather changes or fires or floods or bidirectional currents in your massive oceans, this is not random. These events are not occurring by happenstance. The conditions are fertile for allowing Gaia to move into her next evolutionary state. And because you have chosen to be a human on the planet at this time, you are in co-creation with her. Every choice you make, every step that you take, every movement, every experience that you embrace, every thought that you embody has influence. And we begin this conversation by discussing the influence you have on your planet. We ask that you look to your heart. What does your heart radiate into the world? And does it align with your thoughts? Thoughts create things. We know you have heard this. Gaia is evolving, and there are many of you on the planet that are evolving with her. And we ask that you be very intentional, be very prescriptive about what you want to see in the world. So now you understand the influence that you have on your planet. Let's discuss the influence you have in the universe. Every single thing that occurs within your life is transmitted back into the universe. It becomes a data point from which a multitude of beings gather. They actually know, and then assist the entire humanity race, the entire planet, all the beings, plants, aquatics, everything, because it is all vibration. Everything is influenced by the collective energy. And you are the source of information and wisdom that allows those who determine what resonance is optimal for the planet to be reflected back. You see, just as your relationship with the earth is symbiotic, so too is it with the universe. Every thought you think, every action you take is transmitted into the universe and reflected back in its optimal state. You see, nothing can come to the planet without human free will, without human interaction. Free will means nothing can be done to you. So you understand this constant stream of energy going up and down from planet, up and down from the universe, within, without, to both. And now let us speak to you of the greatest opportunity that is available to you. And that is your ability to create the world that you wish to live into. You are a master creator. with or without intention, you create your entire world. Every thought, every action is reflected back to you by the things that come into your world. What are you thinking? And does it align with what you want to create for yourself? Humans are such interesting species because they have such power, and yet they have no knowledge that this power is in their hands. And nothing and no one can take that away from you. You can give it to them. You can offer your subservience. You can give them your power. And you can also take it back and know that the world truly is yours to create. Understanding what you want and feeling it from deep within the human system is essential in creating. You see, your feelings, your emotions are fuel that feeds your creations. Your thoughts and that which you harness through the mental capacity, this electrical current that you radiate out, also contributes to that which you want to create. How do you choose your life to unfold? Do you love what you have? Do you feel a yearning? If you feel a yearning, that means that there's more for you. This is a natural part of the human evolution. This yearning is a program that was built into every human being. Some pay attention more than others. Some suppress it and ignore it. But if you close your eyes and go into your own systems and identify this yearning, then there's more for you. The question remains, how will you choose to uncover what it is that remains available to you? When you come into this life, you come in with inherent karma, things that your soul and your soul's team have determined you are here to learn. And it is not only for the soul's evolution, it is also for humanity's evolution. It is, again, this symbiotic relationship. And it is not only for humanity's evolution, it is for the earth and it is for the universe. Do you see where we are taking you? Do you see the authorship you have? Can you feel or at least cognitively understand the power of master creatorship that you hold in your human hands? So we ask, what will you do with your power? And how can we, your guides, your soul, the universe, how can your teams support this? We hear questions in the background, and we want to take this moment to introduce ourselves, for we are a completely different energy that Teresa has been working with for the last few weeks. We are her Trinity. We are her guiding team at this time in her evolution. We are comprised of myself, Mary Magdalene, with the support and assistance of Yeshua and the power and grace and healing of Archangel Michael. This Holy Trinity has been born through Teresa specifically at this time to support the evolution of humanity in greater, more expansive ways. It is time. Yeshua has such a good sense of humor. He says, it is time to take this show on the road and come to you to support your understanding of your tremendous power and all that is available through you and for you. We love you so very deeply. Please feel the radiance and resonance coming through this transmission of deep, abiding love. And we want each of you to step powerfully into that which you are here to be, do, and have your personal soul contract. And the soul contract that expands into how you little powerful being, how you will influence the evolution of everything associated with this planet. For you chose to be here at this time, and you chose to be on the teams to support this leap. And while we see it unfolding so incredibly beautifully, we understand many of you are concerned and worried. And we ask, we implore that don't worry and don't be concerned, for you are exactly where you're meant to be. And if you hold love in your heart and you open to that which wants to come through you for your evolution and for the planet, it will appear. We will ensure your teams, your soul will ensure that it flows into your life. And if you miss the first few signals, don't worry. We'll bring it back. You can't miss that which is meant for you, that which you wrote into this life. You can't miss it, for it is yours. The question is, how big will you allow your existence to be? How much will you allow into your life? And how powerful will you let yourself be? You don't have to know everything. You simply say yes and allow us to bring it into your life. And with that, we take pause and we ask, are there questions about that which we have shared so far?
Thank you, Teresa, and thank you to the Holy Trinity. At the beginning, when we started, it was talked about the energy codes that are coming in. Can you give us more information on that and how we can actually work with that energy?
Indeed, we can. If we are speaking of the energy codes and transmissions that are coming in to Gaia, there are those of you on the planet who have agreed to play a role as a primary collaborator in the evolution of the planet. You will know as I say this, if you feel it in your heart. It may be in alignment with the earth herself, or plants, or trees, or the oceans, or animals, or a specific animal, but you will know if this is within you. We ask that, as we stated before, you continue to monitor your thoughts and stay focused on that which you want to create. And when hardships and tragedies in your mind, they are tragedies. In our mind, they were a reset. Does that resonate? Do we understand this? The tragedies are a reset, just as challenges in your personal life are a reset. We ask that you hold hope and love and the vision of the optimal outcome. What do you want to see as opposed to feeding energy into the foundational energetic codes that have created what you term as a catastrophe or a challenge? What these resets do is bring in a cadence of new energies that allows the current energies to break and reform stronger, more powerful, more essential, and more aligned to the higher dimensional vibrations. Just as one must completely disassemble and reassemble something if it's broken, and we are not stating that the earth is broken, we're simply stating that it is growing into its more evolved form. One must allow things to shift and change. And in the physical world, this can appear as a breakdown or a tragedy. Are we making ourselves clear? Is this, are we stating this well for you?
Yes, very much so. Thank you.
You are so welcome. And so, just as you identify as an earth keeper or an alliance with the earth, continue to hold that which you want to see. We also offer that this is true in your own life. You see, you are important. There may be only one of you, but that is all that was needed when you were brought to this planet. We only needed one of you because you are unique and carry unique energy codes that you have agreed to bring to the planet. This is why we encourage you to continue to evolve, because with each step you take in your own individual evolution, you bring in more and greater and higher and stronger aspects of your soul into the human experience. And with each and every iteration of soul that comes in to be expressed through the human, we then begin to restructure humanity's morphogenic fields, these fields of collective belief systems. And in a very simple example, the morphogenic field of power and the morphogenic field of powerlessness both exist. When you agree to step further into your evolution and you step into your power, and when we state power, we are talking about authentic, internal based power. The power field grows and the powerlessness diminishes. And with this self evolution and this field growing, others around you begin to see it. But more importantly, they begin to feel it. And they begin to think, well, perhaps this is for me. Perhaps I too can do this. You have done nothing but self evolve. And yet, the influence you will have on the planet, on the people around you, and on the universe at large. We, your universal guides, the teams, the myriad of teams from a multitude of places, universes, dimensions. There's so many of us that are specifically working to support the earth at this time. This is a big deal because the moment the earth moves into the higher dimensions, the ripple effect across the universes, through the dimensions, is a catalyst of love and growth that has never been created before at this level. You are all courageous pioneers. We understand that what we are asking is tremendous, but you said yes at the soul level. Now we're asking, say yes at the human level. And to use a phrase that Teresa often uses in her classes and teachings, this isn't a light switch moment. This is an evolution that unfolds over time. And the move into the higher dimensional energies will be this graceful flow. And along the way, just as in your life, there will be little challenges and some big challenges and some sad things and some happy things. But all of that is necessary to bring the awareness to choose your evolution. Humanity has built up over the millennia a tremendous belief system. Just as the belief system within an individual needs to be overcome and shifted and changed, so too do all these morphogenic fields and belief systems that have cooked and baked and created over thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of years. So, as within, so without. Does this answer your question and more? And does this resonate?
It absolutely resonates and truly not only answers the question, but I think opens up the energy space to allow more of the creativity that comes in with that evolution. And I think some of the compassion, hearing that some things are sad, other things are great, and it's finding that balance of that teeter totter to not get stuck in the sadness, the bad, what we focus on, to work through it and become part of the evolution of the ebbing and the flowing.
That is beautifully said, and we thank you for that. And that is exactly why we have partnered with Teresa at this time. How can we, how can you get this message out so that everyone hears and recognizes their divinity and their power? It all is in your hands. How will you choose to use it? And to reassure you, you are not alone. This is not a solo journey. It's collaborative, it's collective, and we all in the non physical are here to support your evolution. We are here to support you living the best human existence you could design for yourself. And removing limits that you have placed on yourself. Oh, we are feeling the resonance of that. That is good. Many of you heard that in a new way. Congratulations. That is encouraging. Are there additional questions you would like us to address?
One thing on that, Teresa, just to kind of play off of the last dialogue is I love what was said about letting go of the limitations. And I think that plays into that evolution of ourselves no longer playing small.
Mm,
And when that gets uncomfortable, we have a tendency, even if we go within, we go into a cave. And can you give us some insight on how we can best utilize that energy so that we can move through those barriers and those limitations?
well, I think you've stated one very important piece in your question. Stop going in the cave. Step out into the light. Step into the light and see what is available for you. Humans are creatures of habit. This is a program that has been deeply ingrained over the last 1 to 2,000 years. For habit keeps you safe. That is your thought. And again, that is projecting safety out into the world rather than knowing that it exists in here. And as long as you are tapped into your intuition and your inner landscape, you will always be safe. Always. So we ask that you look at your lives with objectivity and make a small incremental change. Change one thing in your life. Perhaps that is your thoughts, as we discussed earlier. Perhaps it is an ingrained behavior or a behavior that you do on remote. Go somewhere new, do something different. Introduce new and different energies into your life, because when one does that, one invites in more and more and more varied and optimal opportunities. So shift things up, shake it up a little bit. And we're not asking you to go cliff jumping. We understand that for most, that's not realistic. What we're asking is try something new. Go somewhere new at a time you normally wouldn't go. We also ask that you continue to move in collaboration with community. And let us explain why. When humans come together in community and they collaborate for the well-being of all, they bring in the divine feminine energy. And why is this important? Because humanity has tipped too far into a unhealthy version of masculine energy. And this is characterized with control by the structures of your political systems, by the structures of your religious systems, by the structures of your business systems and your monetary systems. When you introduce community and collaboration, then you begin to see outside yourself. It is not me, 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 me. It is we, we. And you invite a more balanced way of creating loving, thriving communities where all succeed, where all grow, where all have everything they need. This is part of the breakdown that is necessary to occur. All of these divine masculine, we want Teresa to say atrocities, and she's really trying to censor us, but they are atrocities. All of these need to continue to break down, but the breaking down doesn't occur. What occurs is the divine feminine coming up. And more people choosing to live through a more balanced masculine, feminine, collaborative, community-based, love-based, cooperation-based, everyone wins-based life. This is why your thoughts and your actions are essential. When you put energy to that, to the atrocities, it sustains them. When you focus on that which you want to create on the planet, that grows. Remember how powerful you are. Where do you choose to put your energies? That is the essence. Does that address the question?
Yes, that was wonderful. Thank you. So much insight there.
We are so blessed to have been with you, and we will be back, and we will share more. And in the meantime, know that you are deeply loved, and please say yes and receive the energetic transmissions that are coming forth through this time together. Au revoir.
Mm.
Wow. That
That was magical.
was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I can still feel their energy. Oh my gosh, what a gift. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely going to be interested to go back and listen to
Mhm.
everything that was shared, because for the past 2 weeks, um, the word evolution has kept coming up in conversation for me, um, and now I understand why. Yeah, okay, I'm in.
That again, absolutely magical. And Teresa, different than some of the other channels and the guides that have come through, just even the whole temperament of the message was
Yeah,
different.
yeah. The energy was very, very different for me. It was very, very sweet and soft, but there was this pillar of strength in the middle of it that was it was so strong. It was just like, I I I don't know how to describe it. It's like this iron, vertical tube that anchored everything, and then everything just vibrated off of that. That was fascinating.
Great job. That was
Thanks.
absolutely magical.
Thank you so much.
Mm. Okay, well, girl, let's talk about alchemy and soul contracts because I want everybody to hear more about this.
I do too. And I can't think of two better topics to bring into the conversation than those. So, The Alchemy of an Intentional Life is a 6-month program where you step into your power. You step into that which is yours to be, do, and have on the planet. And it allows you to discover what is essential for you, to identify those places in your life that are at a peaceful co creative resonance and those areas that no longer serve you. And to reframe your boundaries and understand your purpose and learn how you are powerful and brilliant and can bring that to bear in all areas of your life. It is it is for the individual who is ready to step into their life with more power. What do you think, Heidi? You've
I would agree, and I think it also goes back to what came through in channel is about community
Yeah.
and how important that is during the whole process of the evolution, meeting our soul contract, finding out and discovering more about our superpowers. And I think that's the vessel that you've created in alchemy, for not just the individual, but I think the special group that comes together makes it even that much more powerful.
And isn't it fascinating that every single group of alchemy that I've run, the exact right people show up
Yes.
and everybody is lockstep with each other in growing, growing, and expanding. And it's important to note that for the duration of the 6 months, the group is held in a collective energy bubble and everybody grows together. And each individual, I work individually with everyone to assist in bringing in the transmissions and the energy codes to help them evolve, whether it's their intuition, finding the right job, moving into what you're meant to do on the planet. I mean, just all different areas of our life, right?
And
Relationship.
personal channeling, don't forget that piece. That is
Yeah. Yeah. And every month we get together for 90 minutes and I go into channel and everybody who attends gets asked the guides questions. And every time we've done our personal channeling session for alchemy, the guides that have showed up have been mind blowing. It's super fun. Yeah. So, this is your invitation. The next cohort starts in September. It does require a one on one with me to ensure that everybody's on the same page. because this is life-changing, and it's 6 months. And I want to make sure that everyone who attends is in it and ready to step into their future self in a powerful way. So, and the other nugget of wisdom that I get to share with everyone is soul contracts. Heidi, you had your soul contract read.
I did. And Teresa, I just want to comment on just your evolution
Mhm.
of where you've gone and taken to work with the energy and continuing to educate yourself and be open to things that come. And I think this is the training that you did around soul contracts is in so alignment with what you're doing here on the planet. And I just have to say, I think the biggest thing from my time with you doing the reading is one, again, personal channeling. So it's not just reading a chart and pulling information off the internet because, you plug something in, is it's really gave me a lot of personal validation for where I am. And I have to say, excitement for where I'm going. And even some of the unknown, now I wouldn't call it fear, but I have less trepidation because I know now I have this tool. It's my soul contract, and I can reflect back into those notes. And it's like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that absolutely makes sense. You guys, you gotta have Teresa do your chart because it is different than an astrology chart. It's different than I've had a bunch of charts done. This is much different than any other chart.
Yeah, it really is because it identifies the karma you're here to learn from. And the moment you understand your karma, it helps you. I know it helps you say, oh, okay, I can do that. Or there's a level of comfort you get with the
Mhm.
challenges that you come into your life because you know that your talents and goals, which are also identified, will give you everything you need to overcome the karma that shows up. And then when you add, we're looking at that from a physical perspective as well as a spiritual perspective. And then you bring that all together and you begin to understand what your soul destiny is and why you're on the planet and what you're here to bring forth. You saw, when I shared mine with you, I burst into tears because it's so spot on. And again, it validates everything that I felt inside, but it gives implicit permission to go even bigger and stronger and harder than I think it would have done if I didn't have the information. Does that make sense?
Yeah, Teresa, I just want to say that it's so funny how all of that ties into what was just channeled about
Oh,
us no longer playing small. And as I'm going through, that the notes that I take, just because that keeps me centered, is it's really about what's our role
yeah,
in this evolution of the planet, of Gaia, of ourselves. I mean, all of that.
yeah. And this unity consciousness, we're all one. Sure, we have our own individual journey, but we're all part of the collective. So, so those are two exciting opportunities that I want to offer to you. And I'll put links down in the show notes so that you can learn more. And the invitation is always reach out to me if you want to talk. And if you want to explore something different, I'm here for you. And it's absolutely an honor to be able to do what I do. So I want to thank you and tell every one of you, you included, Heidi, I love you so
Oh,
much.
love you, girlfriend.
And I can't wait to see where this journey takes us.
Me too.
All right, guys. Bye.